evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Andrea Passioni.
And I'm Bob Jones. Here's what's happening. A pretrial conference has been set for a Bowling Green graduate student charged with vehicular homicide. 25-year-old Matthew Donahue will appear in Bowling Green Municipal Court on October 7th. Last Tuesday, 19-year-old Andrew Mekalitis was killed when his motorcycle collided with Donahue's car at the intersection of East Wooster and Mercer Roads. Police say that neither driver was under the influence of drugs or alcohol. Donahue's arraignment was scheduled for today, but it was waived for the pretrial conference.
Well, the construction of a Walmart store on Dixie Highway has some residents happy. Others are a little less enthusiastic. BG24's Emily North has more on this story.
Site to protest the construction of a Walmart store. The protesters were angered by Walmart's hiring of out-of-state workers to work at the construction site. Local Mark Pickard was among the protesters.
Shop here in Bowling Green. We spend our money here in Bowling Green. The general money over there is going back to the different states, and it's not staying here, and it's wrong.
It's not right that they... Some of the shoppers at the Kmart were happy to hear about the new Walmart store.
Some people out of work here, but Bowling Green does not have a good shopping place as far as I'm concerned. I go out of town for all the Walmarts. They have everything I want, and I've shopped all over this morning for a light that I wanted to sew with. Well, I bought one, but it's not what I wanted.
Many people believe that all the workers are from out of state, but in fact, there are many workers here from Northwest Ohio.
We're not allowed to cross the picket line, and if we do, we're called scabs, and so we didn't. Took a day off, cost us days, wages.
Do you see their point in doing the protest, or do you
Oh, yeah. Feel about it? I think they should, but they should have local people working here. I'm a local person from North Baltimore, Union man.
For BG24 News, this is Emily North.
Well, the budget crisis is striking once again at BGSU, and students are saying this may be the last straw. Not only have the library and campus escort service recently had to cut their hours, but now the on-campus operations are knocking off early as well. A shortage of funds for many on-campus services is posing problems and causing irritations and frustration among all students. We sent our own Kathy Stasic to find out how these shortages are affecting everyone.
Are the budget cuts. The dilemma is stifling and suffocating the university's community. It has affected almost every department, student, and faculty on campus. The Off-Campus Student Center is one department in particular who has become a victim of the budget cuts. The 6,000 off-campus mailboxes are no longer being stuffed by students who had been employed by Bowling Green State University. The university cannot afford to employ students any longer. So then, how do the students receive their messages?
I believe they're still being used primarily, though, more for students who want to leave messages for other students. It used to be that registration records had student workers who would be there to deliver mail, campus mail, to the student mailboxes.
One of the campus's most vital departments, the telecommunications services, is also suffering. According to Cliff Butel, Public Relations Director of the university, the number of operators have decreased and there is no longer the luxury of around-the-clock service. The maintenance team, especially the groundskeepers, have felt the sudden blow of the budget cuts as well.
Even though the grounds department has been spared from immediate layoffs and our budget hasn't actually been reduced, for a good many years we have been gradually cutting down on people, and our budget has not increased at a rate that you'd expect or that we really need.
It seems the budget situation will remain ill for some time, but one can only hope for a positive change in the near future.
I think it's a great university. I don't think they're going to close the doors on the place. It's still a good place to work, and things will probably get better in the future, but just like the economy overall, it's not going to be an overnight thing. We still have some rough years ahead.
Bowling Green will soon be home to a new automotive plant. Ishikawa Gasket, a supplier to General Motors and the Ford Motor Company, recently purchased 20 acres of land on the corner of Brim and Van Camp Roads. The company chose Bowling Green because of the university atmosphere and the easy access to the interstate and turnpike. Exactly how many jobs the plant will create is not yet known, but Sue Clark of the Community Development Foundation says that several machinery jobs will be available. The plant will be located right next to the Wall Street Journal building. Well, if you've recently found yourself with red, itchy eyes and a runny nose, don't write it off as just a common cold. With all the pollen in the air and lots of dust and dirt from area construction flying around, many people are finding themselves with a flaring allergy problem on their hands. According to the Health Center, there are things you can do to help combat these symptoms. Their suggestions include allergy shots, prescription medicine, and eye drops. The Health Center also recommends staying in air-conditioned areas and to avoid dust and dirt. Doctors say
The Black Student Union is offering a course for any students interested in understanding racism. The class will meet Tuesday from 7:30 p.m. every Tuesday, that is, in room 404 Mosley Hall. Minorities will meet and they will discuss face here in America and abroad. The students will look at things from a spiritual connection. The next class is scheduled for September 22nd.
Well, if all the recent talk about Prince Charles and Lady Di has got you thinking twice about wanting to be royalty, listen to this. UAO is now accepting applications for BGSU Homecoming King and Queen. If you are a registered senior and interested in representing the university, apply today in the UAO office on the 3rd floor of the Student Union. This year's homecoming festivities are Saturday, October 10th.